Hey, what's up? We got the big man, Big T in here today with DC Draftcheat. I'm Holden. What's going on? Swinging for the fences. We got a lot going on today. We got a little Cubs Braves action. It's cold. All three of us in the Denver area today where they canceled the game because of the snow. We got the Sox and the Sox, Chicago and Boston postponed. The weather in Kansas City looks like it sucks. And we got huge prize pools tonight, Big T. Is that why you're here? Is that why you're hanging out and gracing us with your presence?
No, I asked for this show just to work with DC because this guy has been leading the Run Pure baseball product to the promised land early in the year. I like winners, and where winners are given out, I show up. And I heard they're giving out here. We got a $1,500 $1 million prize pool tonight on DK. So I got to come here and get some winners from my man DC.
DC, a lot of pressure on you, dude. A lot of pressure today.
Bring it on. Yeah. I mean, I'm graced by the newest millionaire in the USA, Big T's presence. This man chose the right six golfers for a whole week. I mean, no one's deserving of $1 million more than my man, Big T. Happy to do a show with him. First time he's been willing to wake up from his double king size bed and get on this early show. So honored to be on a show with Big T. And I'm about to jump in this $1 million first place prize at DraftKings is offering out the mega gold glove. I feel like I got some of that good mojo coming from Big T with the winner, so I might have to jump in there myself.
We're winning tonight, so get in there because we are definitely shipping tonight.
I like to hear this. This is nice. So
I like that noise you just made. You said I like that. The means winners.
Oh yeah. We got the $1,500 one. They got a $300,000 prize pool. That's $15. They got a couple more $100,000 prize pools.
By the way, Holden, before you even go on, the other night I gave you 3 more winners on that show for your little 3-teamer. The Clippers, the Wizards, and one other team. I forget who it was.
Last night we
lost last night. No.
I still won that. Because
you won the spread, but not the money line. I wanted the plus 600.
Correct.
We had a chance. It was a close game in the fourth quarter.
It's all right. I still got the plus 12.5. You going to give us a winner?
I wanted it all, though. No, I wanted it all. No, DC's giving the baseball. I might throw a baseball winner if I see it. DC's the baseball guy, though. He's bringing us to the promised land. Okay.
DC, a lot of pressure on you. Always good to be joined by 2 guys that got their ass kicked by a guy that lives with his mother still in TitleTown. I mean, really, that's what happened. Seriously, but I'm looking forward.
Title is taking advantage of us. We got to get some revenge on this show. Let's get some title boxed.
You know the guys that will never give any action unless they're 100% sure they got the best of it.
No, that's him.
That's TitleTown. I can't stand those folks. So I got beef with TitleTown at the moment.
The part that's annoying about people like that though is it just makes me want to beat them more, and I keep giving them edge taking plus 200s and all. You just want to beat him. I want to beat him on the court too.
He won't even take a bet that he thinks he's plus EV on. He has to be 20% plus EV to take a bet. It's dude, you got to give a little bit to give it. Apparently you don't, because me and you will just we like to have some fun and gamble it up a little bit. The title, he's squeezing out those little edges. Yeah, you get it. You get it, little man.
Yeah, but Big T never went silent for a show. You were morose. You were just so down. I had to carry that damn thing.
Did Title and DC do a show since their battle?
Yeah, and Title beat him again.
Oh, no. We got to get revenge today.
Well, we've done a couple. And then yesterday, I had some bets I wanted to make with Title. The donkey was on Patrick Corbin. I wanted some action there. He's like, no.
And he wouldn't give it?
No, he wouldn't give it.
Oh, Title.
I didn't know that.
No. Rule number 1 of these bets, when you're on the winning side, you got to keep giving action until
what I was trying to say, but
you're on the other side.
You've negotiated with TitleTown. It's a painful process.
Yeah, all of a sudden we were playing basketball, and then we got 3 dribbles, and we got this, and we got that, and we have to play after a 2-week bender. Now everyone makes fun. I mean, I know how it is.
Your basketball game, I'm sure TitleTown went to bed at 7 p.m. the night before. Didn't have any drinks. Big T probably playing poker till 4 a.m. He's got to get up after his $1 million win. Title's just it's rough.
You sound just like a couple of losers. A couple of guys that got their asses whooped, and now they're complaining.
You know what Title probably did? And since then, me and Hoop have talked about this a little bit. He was probably the dude that fake drank, like he was pretending he was drinking.
Oh, yeah.
And he really wasn't drinking the whole night. He was just sitting there pretending to be drunk.
He's like, oh yeah, he's enjoying his whiskey Coke, and it's like, like a carbonated water with brown food coloring.
All right, so we already got a couple games postponed. Want to remind everybody, like the video, hit subscribe. So I'm just going to use the Hoop threat. If we don't get 200 today, we're taking the next 2 days off. We're not even doing a free show. I'm putting it behind the paywall. That's it, Big T. 200 or nothing.
No, we'll get 200 easy.
Well, then what do we got to do? 300 or nothing?
No, I mean 200 is a good number, a good fair number.
Yeah, middle of the day baseball show. We're having a good time. All right, let's start with our pitchers then. Top shelf there, DC. We're listening to you here, pal. Is it Scherzer? Is it Montas at the top? I feel like that's the chalk tonight.
I'm rethinking my strategy. I might give out some fake pitchers and see if Big T copies me in the core plays once.
Now you're bringing bad mojo already.
Do it.
We got good mojo on this show.
No, I'm kidding, of course. So at the top, I think Buehler and Scherzer are both okay plays, but I have a little bit of concern on both of them, especially considering they're at the top end of pricing. Both of them have declining velocities their first two starts. Scherzer's whiffs have still been there, but man, this guy's getting old, he's 36, 37. He's seeing his stuff decline a little bit. And, we saw Arizona yesterday. They got some power in that lineup, obviously beat around Corbin a little bit. So I don't think I'm paying up for either Buehler or Scherzer. I think a lot of people might, especially Scherzer, I think is going to get some ownership. People like going with those early pitchers, early stacks, because you can kind of see the lineups and you got all the information. I get it. I'll probably go in a different direction. I actually like the other 10K pitcher a little bit more, especially when you consider ownership. I don't think anyone's going to pay 10.1K for Jose Urquidy. I don't think he's that far behind in terms of talent from Scherzer and Buehler at this very moment. I think he's a very, very good pitcher. I love the matchup in Seattle. Great pitcher's park, great strikeout park. He threw 93 and 100 pitches in each of his first two starts, so he's a full go. That's not an issue. So when we're talking top end, and I don't think you need to go top end. Of course, we'll explore all the pitchers on this slate, but Urquidy, I think you'll see him at, 4 to 5% ownership compared to Scherzer, who I think could be 30% plus, maybe. So I'll take the discount there if I'm spending up on pitcher.
So DC Title's in the chat saying he was on Manaea yesterday, not Corbin, and he would have taken money from you. Is this true or false?
He liked both. He was definitely on Corbin. Don't be listening to TitleTown. False. I'm gonna say false.
Okay, I need an answer from you. Title, he's calling you a liar. Yeah, he's calling you a liar. Big T, you take a little glance here at the top of the board. What do you got for us today?
Yeah, so my baseball strategy, I always play these top guys for the most part. And I agree with DC, though, about Urquidy. No one's going to play him. No one ever pays up for a guy like that. When you can pay 7-3 for Montas and 7-2 for Kikuchi and all these guys, no one's going to play Urquidy. The difference between me and a lot of other people, though, is I don't mind just playing two guys up top. And I do like Scherzer. I'm not going to play Buehler. There's no way I'm going to play him against San Diego. But I don't mind playing both of them together. I agree with the two I like. I'm not going to play Steven Matz, too, going down a little lower. But Urquidy, I do love Urquidy. At Seattle, great spot. I think he could totally crush. And I always like to check the pitches. I don't look as deeply as DC does about the different stuff, but I at least like to see pitch count. And he went, what did he go? 101 and 93 his first two starts. Yeah. That's good to see against Seattle. You have to like that. So I'm all aboard with DC on that. Him and Scherzer. I like Scherzer. Arizona yesterday was against, obviously, Corbin, a lefty. I love that lineup against the lefty with Ahmed in there. Carson was in the 2-hole. Tonight, I'm looking at the lineup. I don't like it as much just because, Van Meter, I freaking hate Van Meter in that 5-hole. I'm okay with Max, but I think I would rank it same as DC. I'm on Urquidy 1, Max 2, but I could play them both together if I can find some cheap bats, which I'm sure we can on a big slate like this.
Do you agree with me, T? The ownership on Urquidy is going to be super low.
It's going to be so. It's got to be below 10%. It has to be.
I feel no doubt it's going to be below 10%. I could see possibly below 5%.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're going to take that pivot, you do need to take it with a pitcher who can get a big score, right? Like if you're paying $10K for a pitcher, you need the possibility of 25, 30 plus fantasy points on DraftKings. There's no question in my mind he can get there. Like you mentioned, the pitch count is there. They're giving him the leash. He's going to get to throw 100 pitches if he's rolling. And his strikeout stuff, it hasn't shown up in a huge way so far, but he has it for sure, especially against Seattle. Urquidy, he's growing on me a little bit. There are really good options. You mentioned a couple of them down below. I think Kikuchi, Montas. I think that pairing, 7,200, 7,300 for those two guys. I think that's going to be the most popular pairing on DraftKings. I like both guys. I really have no problem with it. It's just, anytime you can for sure identify the chalk, going away from it for another pitcher who could easily beat both those guys by 10, 20 fantasy points. Anything can happen in a baseball slate. So I think getting away from those guys could be a good strategy in tournaments.
I like it in baseball too. Just so much past history with there's so many times where these chalk pitchers in the 7K range get you 17 or something. But these studs, there's 40-point upside where these guys both go in the 40s. It doesn't matter what those other two guys do. You're going to destroy those teams. And the cheaper hitters, I don't ever mind cheaper hitters in baseball. I know some people are different. You can always find cheap bats. So just play the two pitchers that have the most upside. That's always my opinion, at least.
So let me throw out DeSclafani's name real quick. He's got Miami tonight. It's interesting. Well, Miami's kind of middle of the pack in strikeouts offensively, but from the eye test after watching them against Atlanta, that first game, they did not even bother. They couldn't hit any break and stuff. They made an adjustment, and then the next 3 games they completely went off. So, DC, want to get your thoughts on DeSclafani, and if there's anybody, lower, I can't look at Minor or Hoffman or any of these guys, right? Is DeSclafani as low as you'll go? No, there's got to be. No, because Montas is down there. What do you think of DeSclafani?
I like him in that mid-range. He's another guy I think will go maybe a little bit overlooked. Has pitched for the Reds these last few years. He's always been a good strikeout guy against righties and has really struggled against left-handed hitters. But a couple, good changes for him here. One, Cincinnati is one of the best home run parks in baseball. That's a problem for him. Now he's pitching Miami, which is a pretty tough place to hit home runs. His other big issue is he gets crushed by lefties. You look at this Miami lineup, they got 3 lefties in there: Corey Dickerson, Jazz Chisholm, who I do really like tonight, and then the pitcher. So again, those are some dangerous bats, Dickerson and Chisholm, but they both still have massive strikeout rates against right-handed pitching. So if DeSclafani can get past those guys, if he can strike out Dickerson and Chisholm, which is very much in the realm of possibility, then you're looking at a fully right-handed lineup that has just a ton of swing and miss in it. So yeah, DeSclafani, I think he's a very viable option. Looks like more or less the same pitcher to me than he's been these last couple of years in Cincinnati, but that's a pretty good pitcher, especially in a matchup like this. Another pitcher that I think is good to go. 86 pitches his first start on April 5th, returned 6 days later through 94 pitches. So he's another full go guy that can throw 100 pitches if things are going well. Good park, good matchup, good pitcher. There's a lot of things to like about DeSclafani here, no doubt about it.
Okay. Yeah, he was on the radar. I think outside of that, Big T, is there anybody that you see right now that you say, all right, at the bottom, I might take a shot on? Like DeSclafani, anybody else? And we got some news here. Blue Jays Royals postponed officially. So
that was all 3 of the weather games, right? Correct?
All gone now? All out. Colorado and the Mets, okay. White Sox, Red Sox, Jays, Royals. Done.
There's no more there's not even any other question marks really, right?
Nope.
All the East Coast games are kind of miserable weather, but I don't think they're going to be postponed. They're not that bad. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, this mid-range, yeah. DeSclafani, I like him. I like the Miami lineup a little bit. I mean, like DC said, Dickerson and Chisholm, obviously. I don't know, like the rest of the lineup doesn't have a ton of easy outs either. Like Sterling Marte's never an easy out.
He's
I mean,
hot.
Duvall's been hot out of the gate. I mean, Alfaro, the lineup's decent enough to where I'll probably have a hard time playing him over. Like I'm going to play one of the studs for sure on all my teams. And then that leaves only one. Can I really play DeSclafani over Montas or Kikuchi? Even though they're chalky, I don't know. I don't know if I'll go there. Looking at the rest of that, I know me and DC both last time played Zach Eflin. He pitched decent, but I think it was against Atlanta, and he didn't quite get there. Maybe he's going to be low owned against St. Louis. I don't totally hate that. But again, like if I'm going to play a stud, I'm not one that's going to play 150 teams. I'm going to play like 3 teams. So I just don't know if I get there. If I was playing 150, though, I'd probably sprinkle in these guys just a little bit into my teams.
I'm telling you, after watching the Miami offense these last 3 days, and some of it had to be with the Braves bullpen not being very good. It was really hot down there in Atlanta, but these dudes are swinging. You're right. You brought up Duvall. Starlin Marte is red hot. Jazz Chisholm, affordable. My guy is Miguel Rojas. So he'll be hitting 7. He might be sub 1% owned tonight. And that guy can swing the bat. So there's some bats there. It doesn't make me want to fade DeSclafani. I think if you're playing like 20 lineups, I would throw a Marlin stack in there. They're hitting well.
That's fair. It's no cakewalk for DeSclafani. No. I'll recognize that. I mean, these guys are going to battle, right? Like sometimes you get a lineup that you're just like, you're just going to mow him down. I don't think that's really going to be the case for DeSclafani, but I do think he's a pretty talented dude who on paper looks like a pretty good matchup here. So I don't know what ownership is going to fall. Especially early in the year, I focus more on my own analysis and just trying to pick the good pitchers rather than like trying to guess, 5% ownership in either direction. It's like, I guess I'll let other people worry about that. But yeah, I do like DeSclafani to some extent.
I just think he's a good pitcher. That's
he
as
is,
simple
for
as
sure.
that, at this point. Big T, we got a message in the chat. First of all, what are you doing Monday, Big T?
Am I doing Monday? I have no idea.
Okay. How many likes?
3 days away, man. We're not planning that far in advance.
Well, hold on. How many likes do we have to get? You want to know how many likes do we have to get you here on Monday? 500?
I mean, the thing is, I'd rather do the baseball show than the basketball show. So I'm not going to be a tough sell. And I'm for sure going to be doing one of the shows Monday. So it's not going to be a hard sell, people.
Okay. So 300, and he's coming back Monday. 300. That's all you got to get. 300 likes. 300.
Especially after we ship tonight. After we ship tonight, you better believe I'm coming back Monday with my man DC.
All right. So anybody else, Big T, that you see down here on the pitcher side?
So I got a couple questions because DC's, he's known in there as the pitcher whisperer. There's a few guys in here that like catch my eye that I want to ask him about.
Enough with the stroking, man. Let's get some banter going.
That's what I do. It's good. No, it's good mojo. Right. We're shipping tonight.
All
I'm not TitleTown. We're not going to sit here and argue. We got good mojo when I'm on here. But so the 2 guys that stick out to me, JT Brubaker, because Milwaukee sucks. 7,500 as a pivot off those guys. And then Mike Folty, I don't know how to pronounce his name. We call him Folty. 7,100. He's been a stud in the past. He looked kind of dusty last year. He looked good to me, though, in his first – I think I watched one of his starts. I don't know if he started twice. Both those guys as pivots off the other 7K guys, they both catch my eye a little bit. What's the deal with these 2 guys?
I think both guys in play. I have concerns about both. We'll start with Folty, as you call him, Foltynewicz. There's your pronunciation guide. Thank you, D-Rock. So my problem with him, like he obviously fell off these last couple of years with injury. His stuff looks like it's sort of back, throwing hard, touching 95, 96 with most of his fastballs. But, man, no whiffs for him whatsoever. A 7.4% swinging strike rate in his first start, 4.4% against the Padres. 2 tough matchups for sure against Toronto and San Diego, but both those teams are pretty right-handed, which is who he does well against in general anyway. So I like the matchup for him against Baltimore, but I just need to see a little more results from him. He's not getting people to chase outside of the zone. people are just spitting on his breaking balls and waiting for his fastball, which they're not swinging missing on right now. So he's just not throwing anything past people at the moment, even though it looks like he potentially could based on the velocity. So I can't do it with Fulte. I don't think it's the worst play in the world by any means, but I have got him projected way below Kikuchi and Frankie Montas. I do have more interest in JT Brubaker for the Pirates. A guy was pretty high on coming into the year. He's looked good so far in 2 starts against the Cubs and the Reds. Problem with him is just pitch count concerns, right? Like he pitched pretty well in both of those outings, just 1 earned run in each of them, but pulled after 4 and 5 1/3 innings after 82, and then kind of concerning 74 pitches in his last outing. So you're just like, I don't know. Like, I don't think there's any reason he couldn't throw 90 pitches, right? Like, I think he's fully capable of it. He's a, upcoming young, I wouldn't maybe say ace, but a good young pitcher. Again, could he throw 90 to 100 pitches? I think he could. But he's also a guy that, like, if he's struggling early, I could see him pulled after like 63 pitches or something like that. So it's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow. We'll see what the Milwaukee lineup looks like. That's kind of been the thing.
It just came out as you were talking. It's got.
Is Yelich back in?
Yelich is not. They got 5 lefties in there, though.
Yeah, Bradley, Hira, Shaw, Garcia, Narvaez, McKinney. You're right. Yeah, I mean, this is a bad lineup. Brubaker does have the stuff to get out lefties, so I'm not as concerned about that. But, a home run park, he's not safe. I think you'll get him at much lower ownership than Montas and Kikuchi, which obviously we're pretty interested in. So, yeah, Brubaker definitely in my pool. If I was playing multiple lineups, which I am, he'll be on a lineup or 2 of mine for sure.
Our boy Stevie Boynton sitting behind home plate at Wrigley right now. Good job,
There's
Stevie.
no one that gets more excited, like name dropping and FanDuel dropping than our boy Stevie.
Oh, yeah.
He goes to dinner the one night with these guys at FanDuel. He's like, oh, FanDuel, we got the celebrity dinner. Like, he name drops and that stuff more than anyone. Like, he thinks he feels real good about himself.
Yeah, not a FanDuel guy over here. Also, thank you to everybody wishing me a happy birthday. I would like to let you know, though, it's not my birthday. Our Run Pure Sports Twitter handle noticed that it was like Horny Day or something like, what was it today? Like National Horny Day or National Sex Day. So our Twitter handle decided to say happy birthday to me. It is not my birthday, but I will take your birthday wishes. It's just not something I.
Well, I hope you're hitting the bench on National Horny Day, Holden.
What's that? Hit the bench? What's the?
I hope you're hitting the work.
0%, double zero.
0%?
Yeah,
that's not good.
No, kids are here. Sunday. It's hooked up for Sunday, guys. Thanks for asking. Appreciate that.
I love that you schedule it like down the road.
Got
like
to.
Sunday's the day.
Well, you work nights, or I work nights, so it's got to be in the day.
Nights. I mean, what about after the game's end? You're not working then.
I mean, we're like at 11 o'clock at that point. I can't even see.
You're on mountain time. You got plenty of time after the game's end. Can't even see
straight by 11 o'clock. You
have to see straight for the bench.
Yeah, I'm just passed out, man. It's like, it's a lot of work too. So we'll keep it. We'll keep afternoons just like JSU likes to, and then we'll do a little Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening thing if we got the time. DC, while we got the time, why don't you plug your podcast, please?
Always willing to plug the pod. Yeah. Monday through Friday, you can search Run Pure Sports on Apple iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, wherever it's found, wherever you may find podcasts. And different guests from the RPS community Monday through Friday. Yesterday was me and Uncle T breaking down all of these games. It's kind of a different feel to it each and every day, discussing kind of some, obviously breaking down each game, every position, but also kind of long-term DFS strategy, players that I might be looking at that might not be the best play on the slate tomorrow, but just guys to keep an eye on, especially pitchers is kind of what I think my specialty is. So yeah, it's good stuff. If you like baseball, want to learn some more about it and the analytics and all that behind it, check it out. Run Pure Sports, search that on any podcast app. You'll find it. Yeah.
I don't know why everybody in the chat is just concerned about my sex life so much, but I appreciate it, guys.
Joey Work said you're a bench warmer. I like that.
First of all, I've asked Joey Work to come on this show to plug the bet side. Once in a while, Joey Work is on fire. And right now he happens to be on fire. So Simon, if you get a chance to send the link to Joey Work, if you want to come on in 30 minutes, that would be 4:40 your time. Please come on and plug the bet side. We'd really appreciate that. Stop giving out free picks. People need to sign up for the bet side, get bets. You get the month free on the bet side. That's all I can say. Anthony Torres wants to know if you own another hat, DC. Do you own another one? Big T has to hook you up with an RPS one, LOL.
I sent him one. He had to get one. You don't have one?
No, I've been checking the mail every day.
We gotta get you one. Yeah. I might bring you one straight to your door myself.
That would be nice.
He lives in Glendale. Have you been to his house?
No, but I intend to go there at least one day while I'm here.
Oh boy.
How long are you out here, Big T?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
0% chance we hang out. 0%. I mean,
I love that you keep saying that. Like, why do you just keep saying 0% chance? How do you know?
I just like, it seems like it's so much work for us, though. You're
so
out
much work for what? What is so much work for?
Like,
you just drive,
driving, and the time.
We drive, we meet, and we watch a game. Like, how old are you?
I would love to watch a game with you.
7 p.m. You can't drive anywhere. Like, how old are you?
What do you think about edibles in a game? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're totally hooking up. DC, you want to come on, eat edibles, watch a baseball game?
I'll be there.
We'll go.
This is the best place ever. I mean, seriously. Yeah. This literally, Run Pure is the best place ever. I didn't think I had any chance of meeting Big T. Now I'm eating edibles and watching a game with him in DC. This is absolutely.
I don't know. Why would you think we weren't going to? Why would we not get together? I don't understand.
You're Big T. I'm little Holden. What else am I doing?
What are you talking
I'm just
about?
hanging out here.
There's nothing I enjoy more than getting together with my boys watching the games. That's what I love.
That. That would make me feel special. Now listen.
Now you're stroking. I feel like DC a minute ago. Stop the stroking.
Who's stroking who?
I don't even know what you're doing here.
I don't either. That's the crazy part about this show. So we get 300 likes. Big T's coming back Monday. That's all I'll say. Jordan wants to know, DC, does your mom know about your edible addiction? Do you like edibles too?
We discussed this. They're too powerful for me. I can't handle
it. Put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they don't put me to sleep. I have the opposite problem. They keep me up to like 6 in the morning. My brain, it's like already running too fast. And most people, they're like, oh, I'm going to smoke a joint and go to sleep. For me, nah. I'll be up all night long if I do that stuff.
Yeah. What you should do is chase your edible with opium and you'll go right to sleep. It'll be amazing. Have you ever tried that?
I guess I'll try that tomorrow.
Please. Well, save it for me. I've never tried that either. So it sounds like a good idea. But let's talk baseball, okay? I don't want YouTube getting upset.
You don't need to tell me to talk baseball. I'm here for that.
Well, let's start a catcher, gentleman. Where do we want to go here? Is it a night that will bother paying up? My boy Wilson Ramos did not hit me a home run last night. It was a little disappointing. He was leading the league in homers there for a minute. We got Alejandro Kirk, who I think is starting to be in play here. If he's in the lineup for Toronto tonight, even though it's Mike Minor. What's the game plan here? Posey's going against a lefty, but you're not paying 4-6 for Posey, are you, DC?
No, probably not. I also must recommend against Alejandro Kirk in a postponed game between the Royals and the.
Let's not play him either.
Yeah, let's not do that. My guy here's
asshead.
My guy here's Mitch Garver. A little bit of slow start for him and a lot of the Twins, frankly. But I talked about this in depth a little bit with Uncle T on the pod last night. The Twins have played almost all of their games in just absolutely miserable weather, right? Like 35 to 40 degrees weather in Detroit and then back in Minnesota for basically the whole entire season. And actually they opened in Milwaukee and they had to face Woodruff and Corbin Burns, who have been like the two best pitchers to start the year. Then miserable weather the rest of the season so far. I think the Twins are going to break out in a big way in this series in Los Angeles. Andrew Heaney, I think he's got like a 1.8 home run per 9 rate against right-handed hitters over the course of his career. It's not even that warm in Los Angeles, but like 65 degrees when you've been playing in snow for 2 weeks, it's going to feel like paradise to the Twins. I think they are going to tee off on Andrew Heaney tonight. Mitch Garver, 4,500. I don't see a Twins lineup yet. My guess is he will be leading off or hitting cleanup, one or the other for the Twins. If you look at his 2019 numbers against lefties, I mean, the dude hit like 22 home runs in 200 plate appearances, which is just a ridiculous rate. He looks like he's back. He was injured last year. Mitch Garver, I think he's going yard his first at bat. Maybe my guess is he's going to hit leadoff in this game. He's my favorite play at catcher by a decent margin tonight.
All right, what do you got here, Big T?
Yeah, I mean, catcher's always going to be I know everyone says this when they talk baseball, but whoever I stack, I'll probably go, or one of the cheap guys. Okay. I mean, I'm looking at the studs, and I don't see anything that sticks out. I mean, Gary Sanchez, I mean, sure. Top Will Smith, I mean, I guess against a lefty would be the top guy at the top. DC said Garver. I mean, those are the two guys at the top. I'm not going to play Real Muto 5K. I don't know. Nothing sticks out at catcher. The one guy that I like the best, I think, is this Reds guy, Stevenson.
I like him too. He's a good hitter.
And he's just a tasty matchup, too, going against Logan Allen. He's been good, too, so far this year. I got my one freaking monitor, so I don't have any of this stuff up. But I know he's been good so far this year. 3,700. I'll go there. But catcher, whoever I stack, I'll probably go. I know that's the easy way out, but nothing sticks out besides Stevenson to me.
It really never does. Seriously.
Yeah. Sometimes you like a guy, though. Like last night, whoever you just talked about. Ramos. I loved Ramos last night against a lefty. He just didn't come through.
Things happen. Get Bets is the new promo code for our site. Sign up for the monthly Elite Plus Bets option. Get the bets free for the first month. You hit it several times in both video and podcast. Simon, at what point in time are you going to take the part out that I read all the time where it says hit several times in both video and podcast? Because you know that I read everything that's on the screen. One day he's really going to put something offensive up there and I'm going to get in trouble. You know what, though? First base, I'm just starting with you, Big T. It's our boy Wilmer Flores against the left-hander. Like, how do we not roster Wilmer at 4.2?
It's tough. The only thing I hate is just that park. I mean, that park sucks. But like DC said a few times now, there's not many good hitting environments tonight. Ton of cold weather. Even the environments I like, I mean, DC was talking about the LA. Like, I hate that park too. But it's at least in the 60s. Some of these weather spots are terrible.
It's all relative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to take, even if it's not an ideal spot in LA, it's still better than, the 40 degrees in the Midwest or out east. So,
I mean, what's even the best environment tonight? Like, I'm looking, even the inside parks are not good. Like I
think Milwaukee is the best hitting environment tonight in the dome there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. But, yeah, I mean, Wilmer, you got Matt Olson against Urena, I think is a really good spot at 4,400. Josh Bell again. He looked terrible to me yesterday, though. He's just, I don't know, like his stats might be okay. And DC obviously knows more about this than me. But just eyeball test. Like, he came up in a key spot last night. I think two guys were on. And he just looked lost at the plate. Just a couple wave jobs at the ball. So, the price is nice, though. 3,600, good spot against a pitcher I don't think is very good. So, like him, and let's see if anything in the real cheap range. I mean, Josh Bell's nice at the 3,600. I don't really see anything cheaper than that. But, yeah, always Wilmer. How much is Wilmer tonight? I can't find him.
He is
4,200. Yeah. I mean, I'll always play Wilmer against a lefty, especially this Castano.
He's 2.2 on FanDuel. 2.2 on FanDuel.
He's always super cheap. He hasn't looked too good at the plate early in the year, but I'll take my chance. Does this pitcher suck, DC, this Castano?
Yeah, you want Giants are a decent stack for sure. Yep.
I always like Giants against lefties too, because they have a bunch of these guys that when they get it going, they just pound these guys. And the thing is, people always talk about pinch hit risk. But over the last couple of years, they get so many runs early a few times that they just leave them in because they're up like 9-1, 9-2. And then your stack, that's all you want anyways in tournaments. You want the upside. So I don't really worry as much about the pinch hit risk, even with my boy Darren Ruff, who's eligible at first in outfield. He's in the 6 hole, so that hurts a little bit. He's been hitting in the 3 and 4 most games. But I like both those guys again. I'll for sure have a little bit of them.
Okay. Anybody else, DC, that you want to get to, or are we going to move on?
Yeah, I'm going to throw out Miguel Sano. He's another Twin that's been off to a rough start. I don't know if this is like a bad thing to say, but some of these guys that come from warm weather situations their whole career, we've seen it. I can't remember who it was, but there's some players, from the Dominican or Puerto Rico that just struggle in April and May when they got to play in like 30-degree weather because they never played in it growing up ever. It's always warm there. And I think Miguel Sano, you just like watch him try to hit when it's his hands are freezing, right? And you can't hit, but the changes a little bit. The dude crushes lefties. There's no doubting his power. We've seen it already this year. He's healthy. There's no question about that. And he gets Andrew Heaney, who, Heaney makes a mistake. Miguel Sano will send it 500 feet out into left field. Like that's what will happen. So he could easily strike out 3 times. And I know he's been cold, but I kind of think he's been cold because he's literally been cold. Which will change tonight. So I do like Miguel Sano quite a bit at 4K.
All right. So
DC has to like Colin Moran too. Yeah. No way DC doesn't like him.
Absolutely. Moran can hit, man. People are sleeping on this dude. Like his results have been good and he's faced some pretty good pitching. 4 games against San Diego, has a very good pitching staff. He's another player, the Pirates, who I'm very, very high on tonight against Hauser. They've just been playing in what is already a very good pitcher's park in Pittsburgh, especially when it's 40 degrees every game. If you watch that, it's like the players got like 3 shirts on and they're just, you square one up to center field and it's a 350-foot fly out. Not the case in Milwaukee in a dome. Those are going to fly out of the stadium. We've seen, you guys have both seen it. When you're playing in Milwaukee, you square one up, it's flying over the fence. Like how many Christian Yelich home runs have you seen that look like they're nothing but fly balls and they're over the fence in Milwaukee? So yeah, I'm on Moran, 3,500 on DraftKings. And frankly, most of this Pittsburgh lineup, specifically the lefties, I think are really strong plays if you need a little bit of savings tonight.
All right, guys.
With hold on a second. DC, with past years, guys like Colin Moran, again, I'm catching up on my baseball. I've been focused with basketball, other stuff. I need to get in the groove. Colin Moran used to be a big pinch hit risk. Is that changed this year with Bell gone?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think he's just hitting too well right now. He's the best hitter in their lineup. They don't really have anyone to bring in. And then most teams are carrying like more pitchers these days just for obvious reasons, right? Pitchers don't go as deep into games. So like the Pirates have like, especially now teams with like 3 to 4 offensive bats on the bench, you got to use at least 2 of those for pinch hitters throughout the game. It just doesn't leave that many opportunities for pinch hitters for your main guys that are hitting like 3rd and 4th in your lineup. So yeah, I would be very, very shocked if Moran was pinch hit for in this game.
Love it.
All right. As many of you, if you're a subscriber, when we go in the chat, you guys can bust my balls all you want. You're not a subscriber. Here, just like this Ron Reese fella. Ron, I got 2 things for you, pal. I know you don't like me, and that's fine. You can act like this piece of paper is my ass and eat it, or you could take a piece of corn the long way and shove it down your throat as far as possible. Okay? Thanks, Ron. Anyways, hit the like button. We're having a great time. What's up, DC? Listen, if you're a subscriber, you can say almost anything you want to me. But if you're a freeloader, get on here bitching about me. Shut the computer off, man. I don't need your like. 1 like out of 3. Get out of here, Ron Reese. You heard me. Right here, baby. Open up.
DC said I like the aggression.
I do. Once in a while. You pay us money, you can say almost anything to me. You sit at home and freeload, that's what you're going to get from me.
But listen,
corn and paper. Down your throat.
I made the mistake of tweeting about politics today, which I do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Always regret it. So I got enough aggression in my life. I'm a mojo guy on the show today.
I almost wrote the classic just DC response too, just DC, and then you would have been like, "Yep, I know."
Yeah, no, I always know it when I send it, but I just, I get the blood.
They never
boiling.
end too. Like I swear, I started a thread like 2 weeks ago. I don't even remember what it's about now. 2 weeks. It's still going. People are arguing back and forth. I think you're on that thread, aren't you? You might be on that same thread.
So sometimes I do send like purposely like political, controversial tweets, knowing that I'm never ever going to
Yeah.
respond to anybody, and there'll be like people arguing in my mentions like a week later about it, which is
forever. They don't stop. Like they're going to convince each other.
Yeah, the same two guys who have never met, who have like 30 followers, and they're like going back and forth. Like, it's like have you seen the video or the GIF of like the two dogs like barking at the fence?
Yeah.
The fence is slowly opening, and then when it's finally open, they're like run
He
the
doesn't
other.
say anything. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then they run the other way. Exactly.
You see that a lot. Yeah. All right, Ron, get the jelly and the tea ready. Your throat's gonna need a little help here. Let's get to our next position. What did we stop on? First base.
Pouring the long way is not a good look, Patrick Rice said.
No, it's definitely not a good look. Last guy I want to talk about was Ohtani from first base. So maybe in a stack. DC, you know this too. I feel like starting him against left-handed pitchers is not nearly as productive as starting him against right-handers. You got any takes on Ohtani tonight?
Listen, I have no problem with him. Lewis Thorpe starting for the Twins, not any good. But Ohtani, to your point, I do really, really prefer him against right-handed pitching. If you watch him hit, he's just a bizarro world hitter. He's like he like bails out on every pitch from both sides of pitchers, but especially lefties, where he's like kind of like running out of the box, but he's like such an athlete, he has so much power that he'll like take it out opposite field anyway. But against lefties, he sometimes looks just really, really bad. So I generally don't play him against lefties, and I almost always play him against right-handed pitching because I do think he's one of the bigger, like, true splits, right? You know, like it's going to be not just been true in the past, but will be true also going forward. So probably won't play him tonight, but if you're stacking the Angels or something, I would certainly include him in that stack.
All right.
These are always the spots though, where DC's a tournament guy too, but like no one's going to play him because of that same reason. And this Thorpe,
Yeah.
he's not going to go deep, right? Like, what's the bullpen situation for the Twins? Do they have a bunch of lefties or what do we got there?
They got a couple. No, yeah. It's hard to know exactly what they're going to roll out there, but he's surrounded. We don't have a lineup yet. The more right-handed hitters he's surrounded by, especially if like Upton's back, then I feel better about him because there's like the 3-batter rule, so he would get presumably right-handed pitchers once Thorpe plays the game, which should be after like 3, 4, 5 innings at the most. So
there's a John Jay sighting. John Jay still in baseball.
Yeah,
Dude,
the Angels. This is the old service time manipulation. They got a couple young studs that'll be coming up here in like the next week, but for now they're just scratching out with the veterans that they don't have to pay.
You guys don't know about John Jay. You ever see that a documentary, I think it was on HBO, about Miami and the drug trade and all the cocaine that was coming through, and some lady named Griselda? It's a great special. John Jay's dad was like one of the biggest cocaine runners in the world for a while, and finally ended up getting arrested and then was released. But dude, John Jay had a fascinating life, man. His dad, like, he was the kingpin down in Miami.
He must have lived a good life then. He had to have some money.
His
dad was the king dingling.
Yeah, he lost his dad to prison for a while, but yeah, he had a lot of cash.
All right, you still got the cheese. It all washes out on the other end.
Take the weekly visit to prison. You got the cheese.
I'm a big fan of the guy. Big fan of the guy. All right, second base. So Jed Lowry's been on fire. I would think a lot of people are going to go to him tonight. You mentioned Hira, Polanco, just too cheap still. I don't know. He can't. He's not looking good at the plate whatsoever. Your boy Cronenworth, DC. There's a lot of options here at second base tonight.
Yeah, a few. Not my favorite position, like you said. Jed Lowry. I've been on him these last few days. He looks like his old self. I've talked about him on the podcast and on the show this whole week. He looks awesome. I love lefties against Urania pitching for Detroit tonight. They just crush. He can't strike any of them out. They all making hard contact. So yeah, give me some Lowry along with Matt Olson. We'll see who else makes that lineup for the A's. Chris Taylor, assuming he'll be, I would guess, leadoff for the Dodgers tonight against Ryan Weathers, who I think does have some skill, but making your first start of your MLB career against the Dodgers, good luck. I'll bet on the Dodgers in that one. And then you did mention Polanco, who has definitely struggled out of the gate. I think he's going to turn it around sooner rather than later. So if I'm stacking the Twins, Polanco, listen, I trust the Twins organization. I think they're one of the better, smarter organizations. If they're still hitting him cleanup in fifth, they think he can hit. And it looks like he can hit. I know the results haven't been there, but I think they're going to turn around. And I'll say it again. I think the Twins are waking up in a big way tonight and in this series in general.
Like it. Big T, what do you got at second base for us tonight?
So I didn't like a ton at catcher and first, but second base looks loaded to me almost. You got Adam Frazier in the one hole for 3,500. You got Chris Taylor, I assume, will probably hit in the one hole too for 4K. Even if Chris Taylor doesn't lead off, though, he's in a good spot tonight. You got David Fletcher probably in the one hole versus a lefty. You got our boy Jazz. He's hitting sixth. He's been crushing all year versus DeScalfini.
Yeah, I should have mentioned him too. Yeah, he's one of my favorite plays.
He just keeps crushing, and he hasn't been that high owned. These are the guys that I just love. You got Diaz. We have no idea the Houston lineup right now, but anytime Diaz is against a lefty, if these guys are out, he's going to hit first or second, I would assume.
He'll be hitting, I think, probably second tonight. I'm pretty sure.
Which is just a great spot, especially on your non-Kikuchi teams where you want to get a little leverage against the Kikuchi people. I mean, just a great spot. And then one of the guys I like to play, if I play two studs, like say I play Max and Urquidy or whatever, Odor at 2,900 in that 9-hole versus Waka. I don't hate that spot at all. I mean, he hasn't been good. But that price tag is too cheap for a guy like that in a Yankee lineup that could explode, especially with our boy Tommy G back in circulation. You have to think the Yankees are going to go off.
Tommy G's back? Tommy G's back?
Oh, back.
He's shipping too. He shipped the other night.
Get out. No way. Welcome back, Tommy G. Welcome back. Yeah. Is he on Twitter again? Is he allowed to? I worked with Tommy G a couple of shows. I didn't have a problem with him. I thought he was a nice guy, but, whatever.
We all like Tommy G.
Yeah. I mean,
he is what he is. Yeah, we like Tommy.
Yeah, I got no issues with him.
I base most of my political views on what he tells me.
Again, something went over my head, but it's probably pretty funny. So if it's opposite of DC, then the guy is probably a socialist, right? Is that what it is?
Sure. We'll go with that.
So anyways, here's my last thing, Big T. If you're going to go all the way down to Odor, who totally sucks, this is just a FanDuel play, I suppose.
It's not a FanDuel. It's a DK play. You're talking about
I think Tony Kemp on FanDuel. Maybe it's just
not Tony Kemp.
Maybe it's just a wraparound stack with Oakland. He's 2K.
No,
I'd rather take him
Tony.
against the Rangers.
FanDuel, Holden, the problem is FanDuel, you can always play whoever you want.
Yeah,
There's no prices on FanDuel. You don't need to play Tony Kemp.
Tony Kemp. I think TitleTown's got more power than Tony Kemp. I'm gonna take a pass.
Hey man,
Tony Kemp is not it.
If we're bringing up Rougned Odor, then
let's get a side bet, Holden. I owe you 150 still. I think let's put 150 on it. I'll take Odor. You can have Tony Kemp.
75. I want a little bit of money.
Okay, 75 of it.
75 on Odor versus Tony Kemp. Fantasy points tonight. Yeah, that's.
What odds can I get on both of them combining for 0?
I don't know, but that'd be good because then it would push, and I would totally.
It's got to be like even. It's got to be like even money.
Think of the two worst players you can have. That's the two of us.
I didn't even. I consider myself somewhat prepared for these baseball shows. I didn't even know either of those guys were in the lineup tonight. Yeah. So there you go.
Look at our boy Joey Work.
He's here. He showed up. Joey, you're early.
Say altered image.
Yeah,
I'm here. What are you talking about?
Joey Work.
Holden,
You're picking winners.
Holden over here.
Work.
Gets hot once in a while. This guy, you got some nerve over there.
What?
Holden over here.
What?
Guys taking my free winner, saying I get hot once in a while. When baseball's back, I'm hot.
Yeah.
Well, don't put free winners in there. Tell them how to sign up for the bet side.
Yeah, this guy's crying. I'm giving one,
and you could keep doing this.
I'm giving 1 free winner a day. Gave out 4 free winners to the subs. 1 free winner to the people that tune into the show.
Tell him,
no
Joey
more free
Work.
winners.
Holy hell!
Joey Work, tell him to take that corn on the cob or whatever he was saying and
Why
treat
would you
himself.
do that? I'm trying to get people to sign up for the bet side, and Joey's coming in here being completely counterproductive.
I'm giving him one free winner when there's 4 on the sheet.
What is it?
Holy hell.
What is it?
You want one today? Texas first 5 money line.
God, I love it when Joey comes in yelling like this.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
nice. You don't
I'm
see him
6 to
yell very
midnight
much.
right now.
No.
I'm excited.
No.
I mean, let's go back to the 4 free shows I did. I'm sorry to come in here hot, but 4 free shows I did. So Tuesday night, Wednesday night, last 2 weeks, 11-1 overall. I mean, on YouTube, all you have to do is go to Run Pure Bets channel and watch the video. That's it.
Yeah, so don't even sign up for the bet side because Joey's giving all his free plays away. So why bother?
There's a lot more winners on the bet side. Those are just the free ones.
Oh, I love it when he yells at
How are you,
Holden.
Joey?
I'm so excited right now.
How are you, my
DC,
friend?
how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm better now that you're here.
Can we get rid of Holden and just have Joey host the rest of the show?
Hey, listen, I am more than happy to sit back and listen to a show hosted by Joey Work.
Yeah, Joey Work's the man.
Come on, Joey Work. You're at third base, buddy.
All right, third base. We're going to DC first. What do you got for us?
Yeah, see? That's how we do it. That's how it's done.
It's a real tough job Holden has there. He's got
I know,
to
right?
Yeah. At least you can maybe keep track of the order of position. So thank you, Joey Work, for coming on here. Third base, my man Justin Turner, emphasized him yesterday, delivered once again. This dude is on absolute fire right now. He's my number 1 guy. Following up him, I got Jose Ramirez, 4,900. I don't know why he's so cheap in Cincinnati. Good hitters park. Not the best weather, but better than most places that we're talking about. Beyond that, Evan Longoria has looked incredible. Crushes lefties, gets a bad one in Castano in Miami. Those are my top 3. I gotta name one more. Josh Donaldson, assuming he's in the lineup for the Twins. He's looked great when he's been healthy. Health has been a problem for him, but unless you're betting on an in-game injury, which with Donaldson could be a thing. I think he's gonna tee off against Heaney here. So those are my 4 guys at third base.
What do you think, Big? Oh, sorry, Joey.
Big T, on to you.
I love it. But yeah, I mean, Jose Ramirez, 4,900. You gotta start with him, I think. Justin Turner. I like Jose even more than Justin Turner, although the guy hits a bomb every single night. So both those guys are in play. Longoria, like DC said, if you're playing Wilmer and Ruff, you might want to play Longoria. Wilmer's eligible at third. Odor, my man, though, I like this guy. Asdrubal against a righty. I know it's Max Scherzer. No one's going to play him against Max. I always like Asdrubal against righties. He's got enough power to take Max deep. I like him. And one crazy price that if you're stacking the Reds, Moustakas is 5,500, lefty. These are the type of plays I love in tournaments, though, because literally no one's going to have him. And Allen sucks, first of all. Yep. Second of all, who knows how long he'll be in. And you just get such low ownership, lefty at that price. Let's get it.
I think you'll get less than 1% ownership on Moustakas.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal with Scherzer, though. He gives up a pair of home runs every single game. So,
well, Asdrubal's for sure going to hit one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. Well, to this, what do you give up?
Good old Asdrubal. I'm going to leave Asdrubal to Big T on this one. Right?
He always comes through for me.
Yeah, I like that
call. Oh, everyone's got their guys. You could be the Asdrubal whisperer. I'll give that one to you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say Asdrubal to just kind of give him a little shot?
That's what I call him, Asdrubal Cabrera.
I'm fine with it.
Joey Work.
I encourage
Joey Work. Can you give us just a little love for the bet side and a quick pick and then get the hell out of here, please?
Yes. So if you're not signed up for the bet side, I mean, JJ's 8-2 last 10, spreads 8-2 last 10, HDP 6-4. I'm 6-3-1. I mean, the team is killing it. We're up 10 units already in April, and it's been 14 days. So obviously, if you sign up for the DFS side, you get bets free with what is the code?
Get bets.
Get bets. I mean, you might as well sign up, get the bet side, come hang out with us for a month, and then I guarantee you ain't going to leave because there's so many winners in the Discord. You can message me, say you have a question on, like, there's people messaging me on the game today, early game. I didn't have an official play, but they're reaching out to me saying, hey, do you have a lean? I said, yeah, you know what? The lean is the Braves. What's the score of the game?
I hope they're winning because I bet them.
4-2 Braves. See, that's what it is. You have the connection 24/7. You can message me in the Discord, and I'll answer you in probably less than an hour. So we're here. Obviously, the picks are up. We give out videos. Me and JJ are doing an MLB video every single day. Spread does a basketball video every day. Plenty of content. Winners all around.
Hey,
sign up
Sundays, right? At noon.
Sundays, yeah. Holden didn't show up last Sunday. No show, no call. This guy.
You guys sucked.
Sunday
I didn't show up.
Me and JJ will be back Sunday. Maybe we'll kick him off and bring the Fax Man on. Maybe Big T will show up with his cowboy hat on. We're here. All right, I got to bounce. 19 minutes. Mike Davis, UFC fighter, on the Run Pure Bets YouTube channel. I'm interviewing Mike Davis, UFC fighter. But I'm out. Appreciate you guys having
me. Thanks, buddy. All right.
God, I love when Joey works.
Go Corey Anderson. Hold on. Team Corey Anderson tonight. Bellator 257. My boy. Co-main event.
Love Joey.
It is jacked up. I love it.
Man, I might need
Joey
one of Holden's edibles to calm me down after that exhilarating.
That's my boy, man. Seriously, we give each other so much shit. I love that guy. He's so good at baseball too. And me and him and JJ from the bet side, noon every Sunday, giving away some free baseball picks. So
people are going to think I'm saying this because I'm one of the people that started the site, but there's no reason you shouldn't sign up for the bet side. Like I'm just saying, it's 20 extra bucks on top of the DFS. It's $100 for the whole site. There's literally, I know people are going to just think I'm saying it to say it, but $100 for what you get is severely underpriced. And DC, I'm sure it feels the same way.
Yep. No doubt about it.
I like paying $500 for NASCAR only.
Exactly. Oh.
Anyways,
I could go down that lane with DC.
I'm
going to take a pass though. I get in trouble. I get myself in trouble.
We should probably get to the last two positions in the last 2 minutes instead of going down the NASCAR package price.
This has been a long show. And Joey Work does not do cocaine, KB. I know that. He's very busy. He sells hot sauce, makes picks, and deals gerbils. Those are the things that he does. That's how he makes his money.
Deals gerbils? What is deals gerbils?
Well, you didn't know that he's a gerbil breeder.
Like actual gerbils?
Yeah, like he breeds gerbils for the whole East Coast. They go to his house, they pick them up, and they sell them. He's a gerbil
I don't believe you, but I really hope that's true. I really do.
Why wouldn't you believe me? Bay hot sauce.
It's an unbelievable story. I wouldn't believe.
Breeder, Run Pure Bets.
If you told me like.
All right, DC, we got to finish the show, buddy.
Yeah,
I got a basketball show.
Go ahead. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got all the time we need, Holden.
Oh, we do? Great. I'll take my time then. I don't give a damn.
We're picking winners here. When you're picking winners, it doesn't matter how long it takes.
Just play Justin Turner at third tonight. This guy, he's so hot right now. It's just like Acuna's getting all the headlines. Man, if you stay up, watch the Dodgers, you know what kind of funk this groove this dude is in. He's hitting a home run in 3 of his last 4. He's got 20 plus DK points in 3 of his last 4. He's got double-digit DK points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 7. DC, maybe it's a little bit too much at 5.2, but I mean, I just got to. He's not too much.
No,
good.
Absolutely not.
He's the man. He's my guy.
It's like every single at bat, this guy's like, he's got like the perfect pose of like the perfect swing, and you're like, oh, I hope this goes over the fence. Sometimes it's just in the gap or they catch it right at the wall, but like every single at bat, it's just squared up barrel contact. So yeah, I would expect more of the same from Justin Turner tonight. I've been on him pretty much every slate this season, and not going anywhere until he cools off.
Who else you got? That's it? That's your number one guy, right?
That's what I mean. Well, we talked about Longoria, Donaldson.
Is DC going to talk about third twice? I thought you were hosting, Holden. You already talked about third base.
Well, I wanted to talk about it again because
this is your first time tuning in, Big T. This is a regular occurrence here.
Yeah, it really does.
DC talked about it, and then I talked about it. Now DC's going again.
You guys just didn't talk about the right guy.
I wanted to hear if he stayed on the same takes for round 2, or if he liked a different guy this time.
That's why
Joey Work came on. I did some research finally, and I got some new third baseman for you.
All right. Shortstop. You know what, Big T? Let's go to you here, Big T. Maybe we'll get a little Fernando Tatis back for this series. The Doyers, Corey Seager's always in play. Maybe there's some cheapies you like down at the bottom I haven't seen.
I'm definitely not playing Seager or Tatis tonight. I don't like
Jazz
those 2
Chisholm.
guys. I always like him, but shortstop is pretty good too. I mean, Suarez, I like the Reds a little bit tonight. Suarez 5,100 again against Logan. That lineup is tasty against Allen tonight. Another guy that looks overpriced to me, Trey Turner, 5,800. But if you're going to Washington, you can go to him. Oh man, so you guys talked about my boys. Another guy that never lets me down ever, and is going to be under 1% tonight. Freddie Galvis, my boy, he always comes through against a righty. Folty sucks. We talked about him a little. DC said he can't get the ball by anybody. Yeah, but you said he can't get the ball by anybody.
All right.
Yeah, I can't play a guy if he can't strike no one out. I mean, you told me. So if he's not going to strike out Freddie Galvis is going to leave the yard at 1% owned. So sign me up for him. I guess this Jimenez dude from Cleveland in the one hole has to be at least a little bit interesting too. But those are my guys at short.
Okay. Draftcheat, I should say. You have definitely not talked about shortstop yet. Is that correct?
You are correct.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure. To make sure. Who's your guy?
You should double check. That's good. Eugenio Suarez, my top guy there, 5,100.
Yeah.
I'm with Big T. I do like these Reds. Suarez, the splits thing can be overblown, but there are certain players who do crush the opposite hand. Suarez, I think, has established himself as one of those guys who I feel pretty confident saying that. Jazz Chisholm, I've been on him all year long. Desclafani, good pitcher. I think he's in play tonight, but he gets crushed by lefties. So if you're not on Desclafani in any line, I will play some Desclafani, but on lineups I don't have him. Jazz Chisholm is going to be near the top of my list at shortstop or second base. I don't love this position. I don't mind. Big T says he's not playing Seager. I don't mind it if you're stacking the Dodgers. I think I would go there. And then Carlos Correa. I do think Kikuchi is going to be super popular tonight, and I do really like him myself, but I won't have him on every lineup. And anytime you can identify a pitcher as complete chalk, if you're fading that pitcher, you probably want to pick out a bat or two from the other side, right? We saw it last night with Corbin. It was hard to get to the top if you didn't pick a Carson Kelly, right? I think he was the second catcher that I had listed. I was on there super cheap first baseman. If you're fading the chalk pitcher, they have to fail for a reason. Try to pick out the bat that's going to do the damage for the reason that they fail. And I think Carlos Correa would be the guy on Houston that I would pick out against Kikuchi. Again, I do like Kikuchi, but Correa looks really, really good to start this year.
That lineup.
You see, I do this a ton. This is what, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but say you do like Kikuchi and you play three teams. It's okay to play Kikuchi on two of them and a couple bats the other way on the other team. That's fine. And I'm not much of a hedger, but that's just fine in baseball. I think that's almost good.
I wouldn't play Kikuchi and Correa on the same lineup, right? Because you're hoping
not on a huge slate.
Yeah. But of course, if you're playing three teams, you got Kikuchi on two, you don't have him on the third. Put Correa on the other one. I mean, the reason the most likely reason he would fail is he gives up a couple home runs. And Correa is the guy most likely to do it. So it makes perfect sense.
The nice thing, too, is there's tons of paths where all three teams are still in good shape. Like you said, Kikuchi pitches good. Those two teams are good. He gives up one or two bombs, somehow both to Correa. The third team's good. So you're in good shape either way.
And especially in these large field tournaments, you're not really worried about all three teams cashing. You're trying to get one team to the top. So it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, guys, we'll get to Outfield here in just a second. Before we do that, 300 likes. Big T's coming back on Monday. Less than 300 likes. Maybe we'll just take Monday off. That'll be great. Get bets. I'll say it again. It's the bet side, man. These guys are rolling right now. It's terrific. And really, they just roll. Get bets. You get our side on the DFS. Then you get the bet side for free for a month. So that's terrific stuff. Mangone's in the chat. Yes, Mangone, I wasn't kidding. Joey Work is a gerbil breeder. And how do you think he has that beautiful artwork and all those gorgeous hats? He runs the Northeast gerbil breeding. Any gerbils you see at a pet store in the Northeast, that's Joey Works gerbils. So being totally serious about that. Okay. Outfield. Hey, Big T, Darren Ruff. Darren Ruff tonight. Got a left-hander.
Yeah.
Throw him in there.
I can guarantee you. I mean, one of my three teams is going to be Giants for sure. I can literally guarantee you that. But I mean, outfield's the hardest one for me to talk about always. It's almost like catcher in a way, where whoever you stack, you're going to be looking at a little bit for outfield. The studs, obviously, Trout, Soto. I mean, there's just a million guys you could play at outfield. It's almost easier just to go team by team and just say, I like if you're playing Washington, obviously you're going to like Soto and Schwarber, and just go down the list. It's hard to really pick out who sticks it. For at least for me, I'm sure DC can throw a few guys in there though.
All right, let's just throw some names out then. I threw Darren Ruff out there. Who do you got, DC?
Yeah, my number one outfielder tonight, Nelson Cruz, against Heaney. Again, pretty big on the Twins tonight. Cruz, the notorious lefty masher in the good weather. I prefer him over Soto, Trout, Betts. Like Big T said, there's a million guys. Like, you know, if you wanted to just list guys that are in play, you would start talking and you would end up stop talking like 3 minutes later after you listed 30 outfielders. So
there's literally probably like 50 outfilders you could
exactly.
Like.
So
it's never ending.
I'll say the guys that I'm actually prioritizing. Nelson Cruz is the one at the plus 5K range. He's the one I want the most. In the 4K range, the guy that I most want in my own lineups, going down here a little bit, is Joey Gallo against, I think it's Jorge Lopez for Baltimore.
Yeah, Lopez isn't he going to be? I mean, he's going to be the chalk tonight, isn't he? At that price at 4.4 on DK.
Jorge Lopez is not going to be the chalk.
No. Gallo
will be against him.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, Lopez is going to get rocked.
Maybe to some extent. I've seen really surprisingly low ownership on Joey Gallo for the most part. I think because people don't want to stack Texas because their lineup's so bad, and that keeps Gallo's ownership in check. That's my theory anyway. So that's the 5K and the 4K range. In the 3K range, couple guys that I really like. Of course, my guy Akil Baddoo. I'm assuming he'll be in there against the chalk Frankie Montas. Dude's just legit. I know he went 0 for 4 last night, but 4 home runs already in limited playing time. And then I do really like Nick Senzel, another guy off to a little bit of a slow start, 3,400 on DK. I like Cincinnati against Logan Allen, who I don't think is any good. Some people like him more than me, but I'm not super high on him. So that's the 3K range for me, and I'll give one guy below 3K. As lineups come in here, it gets a little bit easier. If Kevin Garlick is in there for the Twins, he's been hitting second against lefties so far at 2,800. We'll see. Again, don't know if he'll be in there for sure, but he would be an option. And then Josh Naylor for the Cleveland Indians. If you need a punt, 2,600 in Cincinnati, one of the better hitting environments tonight. I'm not a huge believer in Jeff Hoffman. Naylor with the platoon advantage there. Someone that I think's got a pretty good chance to go yard.
I'll just say this: if there is a one-off in the outfield that I don't think anybody's going to be on, and no one's really talking about, I think he had 30% ownership yesterday, 25 to 30%. It was that short day slate of 5 games. Trent Grisham. I mean, every game, Grisham. He had home runs in 3 straight games. Baseball, more than any other sport, is just when I want to hop on hot teams and I want to hop on hot hitters. And I know the numbers aren't going to say, this isn't a great matchup. Grisham's just locked in, man. He's gigantic. So if there's like a one-off I see tonight, nobody's on because he's going to face Walker Buehler, Trent Grisham would be my guy.
Sure.
Big T, I know there's a lot of outfielders here. You want to throw out a name or two?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Texas call's nice for a mini stack with Dahl, Gallo, and then I didn't like first base, so Nate. I never know if it's Nate Lowe or Lau because the other one's different. Which one's this one?
Brandon Lau, Nate Lowe.
Nate Lowe. Okay.
Yeah.
I get him.
Pronunciations. I cannot for the life of me keep this straight. I can't do it. I just have given up.
I say it right half the time and wrong.
I just straight up guess every time.
Yeah, me too. We'll just go Nate Lowe. So those 3 I like, and you got one guy I really like is Jackie Bradley, and Milwaukee. You can even have a sneaky little stack. Just play the lefties for Milwaukee, like McKinney in the 6 hole, Jace Peterson in the 8 hole. I know this is a trash stack, but it's baseball, and it's a team that you can play with the 2 studs. These are the teams I like to build in baseball. Max and Urquidy, and then play 5 lefties from Milwaukee with, McKinney's 2,500, Jace Peterson's 2,300, Jackie Bradley leading off for 3,400. Those are the type of teams I like to build And I'll probably have that in the 1,500 tonight, that exact team. Because the nice thing is I can play 2 stud pitchers. I can stack a whole team, and I can still come back and play probably 2 or 3 studs with it.
You just gave out your game plan?
I always give out my game plan. I don't care.
So low priced Rangers. Let me throw another team out here at you. I wonder, DC, what do you think about going with the Philly right-handers against Carlos Martinez? I mean, I know he was banged up, but if you go back to last year, he's given up a 379 ISO to right-handed hitters.
That was our first stat of the whole show. I appreciate you throwing that out there. You got us a stat on the board.
That was our first stat of the whole show. Seriously,
I didn't give any. I don't think DC gave any.
I'm
not a big stat guy myself.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was our first stat of the whole show. Holden, right. You broke the snide.
Okay, well there you go. We got it now. DC, what do you think about throwing some of these writers out there? Hoskins, McCutchen, Realmuto, Bohm, Segura. Anybody, or is that just there's so many better other spots?
I'm not on it myself. Cool weather in Philadelphia. I actually think Carlos Martinez does have something left in the tank.
Okay.
I actually think he's a reasonable off-the-board pitcher play tonight. Might have a lineup or 2 with him. So I'm not with you, but I do appreciate you throwing out stats. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. I'd throw out more, but I feel like I usually rely on you for all the stats. And Big T relies today.
I'm more of a this guy's good, this guy's bad. That's pretty much the depth that I go to.
That's what winners do. Winners do that. Winners watch the games and know who's good and bad and pick them.
More than any other sport, I think if you watch baseball, that's where you're going to get the edge. There's just so many.
I mean, it's every sport, though. If you're always going to.
There's no need to visit fangraphs.com. Not on this show.
There's more players, though. Like NBA, we got 8 or 9 guys in a rotation. Every night we got a pitcher, we got 9 position players, we got 30 teams playing. Superstars aren't taking the night off because they're tired. It's different. All right, DC, stacks. What are we stacking today?
Stacks. Trying to pull it up here.
Tony, what do you think? What do you think, Tony? Take your time, DC. It's fine.
Oh no, I got you. All
right, what do we got?
A moment to gather myself. The Twins. The Twins are my favorite stack by far. I think they're teeing off against Heaney tonight. I've listed pretty much a couple players of theirs at every position. We'll see what the lineup turns out like. Heaney gives up a ton of home runs. I think the Twins, back in a little bit of finally moderate weather for the first time all season for them, are gonna tee off. So they're my team. Beyond them, the Pirates. They've been the whipping boy of DFS and the fantasy community. Another team that's getting out of the cold into a dome. Adrian Hauser, not any good. And I think these Pirates bats are underrated. Moran, Brian Reynolds, Adam Frazier, Gregory Polanco, the 4 guys that I'm liking in that order. Actually, give me Adam Frazier last among those 4. But anyway, I think the Pirates got a good chance to do some serious damage.
All right, Big T, let's hear those stacks. By the way, doesn't look like Big T's coming back on Monday. We're talking about the second best DFS player here at Run Pure Sports behind JSU. JSU, the greatest DFS player,
that hurts.
GPP player out there. Big T, been on a hot streak, still number 2 at RPS.
No,
I'm just
not
saying,
even
I would
2.
want
I'm
him on
still
the
in
show.
I'm still in the 10 hole. I just shout the loudest.
Who's ahead of you right now? Hoop? JSU?
Well, I'm not even I'm number 2 on this show behind DC, the baseball guy. What do you mean?
I don't know, man. All right.
Stop choking, Holden. Stop choking it up.
What do you mean choking it up? Choke what up?
Everybody, JSU, me, you're doing too much stroking. I
just dissed you because I said you weren't number 1. I just took a shot at you.
I didn't think I was number 1, so it wasn't a shot at me. I already know JSU's better than me.
JSU, he sucks too, though. You're much better than him. Does that make you feel better?
I mean, I'm taller than him. I know that much. Can I get to my stack? Stop distracting me here.
Giants, right?
Well, the Giants are more of like a min stack, though. I don't think I'm going to full stack the Giants. I mean, I'm looking at the lineup. I mean, maybe you could full stack them. I don't know. But for the teams I'm for sure stacking are the Reds, my favorite stack. Ooh. And Milwaukee, I'm definitely going to do that cheap stack. But then for my third team, maybe I go to Minnesota with DC. Maybe I go to the Yankees. It's cold weather, though. I don't really want to stack the Yankees in that cold weather. I don't know. The Tommy Jesus is in my head when he comes back in these freaking Yankees. He always just gets on these runs with these Yankees where it's just in my head. But, I mean, I guess that's it. I'm looking. I'm not. Yeah, maybe I'll go to Minnesota with DC. My third stack's either going to be Minnesota with DC or the Yankees.
Join me.
I think I'm going to. I want to see the lineup, though. I want to make sure we get the lineup we want. Like, is Buxton going to be in the one hole?
Unclear.
I want Buxton in there. Buxton
better be in there. Where else is he going to hit?
I mean, he's hurt, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll either be hitting first cleanup or on the bench. I think there's a good chance he won't be playing in this game. That's my guess.
Man, I hope he plays.
Me too. Hope he plays too. All right.
In my lineup, if he plays, that's for sure.
Bombs.
I mean, that lineup is – I'm definitely in with – because this lineup that just popped up, it's not official yet, but Buxton, Donaldson, Cruz, Garver, 1 to 4, Sano in the 6. Sign me up for that if that's the lineup.
That's what I'm saying, man.
All right. What do you got? Mom's basement play of the day there, Mr.
Man, you're demanding. We got to give a play of the day now, too. Man, this show's hard.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You're fine. You already gave your stats. What do you got, bro?
What if
you
I
got
want
DC?
I'm going to go with Jose Urquidy at pitcher, her mom's basement pitcher of the day. Hitter, I never like to give out the easy calls. So I'm going to go with Colin Moran, cleanup man for the Pittsburgh Pirates, taking Hauser deep.
Ooh, I like
in the first inning. Left center field. I'm going to give you the field that the home run goes to. We're going left center field in Milwaukee. Colin Moran. It's going to be a fastball on the outside corner. And I think in the 2-1 count, if we want to get even more particular, if you can find that parlay, go hit that. I don't know. Maybe some of you have more degenerate bookies than I do. But Colin Moran, 2-1 count, first inning off Adrian Hauser, left center field. There you go, 14 fantasy points.
That is solid. I like that. All right, Big T, you don't have to do it. I don't even know what your play is. What is your play? Workbench. You want to do a workbench play?
The workbench.
You want to pass?
Yeah, of course. No, pass. I'm never passing. Of course, I'm not passing.
Right.
I'm like DC too. I'm not taking the easy way out and picking like Justin Turner or something.
Nelson Cruz. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, like I'm gonna find a hitter that is just like I do with the workbench. It's got to be like a 1% or low owned guy. I'm going to go with my boy Freddie Galvis as a hitter. He's going to hit a bomb tonight. DC told me Folty's not going to get a ball by him. He's going to take it. Should I call like where it's going to go to, out to right field? Yeah, I mean.
I don't think your boy Freddie has opposite field power, so right field is
no, he doesn't. He doesn't need it, though. Yeah. No, he doesn't. It's the truth. I never play him against – he's a switch hitter, but I never play him against lefties either because he sucks that way. But he's going to hit a bomb tonight off Folty for sure. I'll take him. And the hitter, though, I'm doubling down with DC. He already thinks I copy all his pitchers. Why wouldn't I copy his pitchers anyways when he picks winners? But I'm going with Urquidy because he's the best play of the night. I just think he's a great play. If I think it's the best play, I don't have a problem copying my man DC. I'll go with it.
Plenty of room aboard the Urquidy bandwagon. It's an empty – you and I are the only ones on there right now. So anyone else want to jump on the Urquidy bandwagon, you can join me in Big T.
He's going to be in the core, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got to be now.
You know, Big T, I really want to take your Asdrubal Cabrera take because I'm telling you.
Oh, man, I should have said Asdrubal. Yeah, Asdrubal
he's going to give up a pair.
Yeah.
Scherzer's going to give up a home run, too. And Cabrera hates the Nationals because he thought he was going to go back there. But since I can't pick him, let's go Trent Grisham.
One thing before we get out of here, too, that the funniest part about baseball is no one ever wants to play these bottom of the lineup guys. And it's won money for me for the last 7 years.
I was going to specifically bring that up because I've been recommending.
Dude, what were you going to say?
Well, it's not like basketball. Like, okay, if the guy's going to get like 18 minutes, they're not going to get there. The 8th place hitter compared to like the 4th place hitter is literally projected for like 0.4 fewer at bats. It's not that big of a deal. They hit a home run, they're there. I mean, I've been recommending Akil Baddoo all season long, been hitting 7th, 8th, 9th, always getting there. Like it's one swing of the bat. You know what I mean? It's just not that huge a deal, especially when they're cheaper. You get the discount on them. So yeah, good call there, Big T.
It's just wild too how low owned you get. Like even when it's like a super chalky stack, you'll get the bottom of the lineup guys like 5% compared to 40%. It's just wild to me. It literally doesn't even matter either. Like I literally don't get it, and people just don't do it. I think it's the biggest leak people have is just wanting to play the 1 through 5.
Well, like I was saying, half the time They literally get the same amount of plate appearances as the guy hitting third.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they get one less.
Who
That's the two
cares if
options.
they get one less? Exactly. Like, it doesn't even matter.
There are two options. They get the same or one less 50% of the time. It's like, it's just not that big of a deal, especially when you're reducing ownership by like 90%, you know?
All right, guys, we got a basketball show coming up, free show. I'm going to go hang out with Hoop and AP.
You're going back to back?
I told JSU I'd go back to back, but he's like, no.
3 in a row? You were going for the 3-peat?
I was going to go.
That
for
might be
3-peat.
too much Holden,
Nah.
though. We might lose some members if you went 3 in a row.
Why would you say such a thing? Why?
I mean, 3 in a row is a lot. That's a lot of Holden, is all I'm saying.
It's not enough.
I can barely make it through this hour.
All right, so basically, we got no 300 likes for Big T. He's never coming back on the baseball show, and it's your fault, people.
What about when we ship tonight? When we ship tonight, I might come back tomorrow on the baseball show. Who knows?
Listen. The man Big T does what he wants. If he wants back on the baseball show, he'll be back.
But
on
I wanted our viewers to show him some love, especially.
I mean, they treated us well, though. I mean, we're always at that halfway, like 264. We got 540 watching.
All right.
We're right in that ground.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
Click that
I
like
don't do the
button,
Eiffel
people.
Tower, Uncle T. I just do the edible play.
Yeah, give us a play, Holden. You just hosted for the last hour and a half. Give us a play.
Well, I did, and then you started talking about something. Grisham.
My fault.
Give me a little Trent Grisham. 4
What
or
about
5
pitcher?
IPK. Just a one-off. Just a
What
one-off.
about a pitcher, though?
Guys red hot. You want a pitcher for me?
Well, we both gave a pitcher and a hitter.
All right. Well, let me go look at my pitcher list again.
You can't just name a pitcher off the top of your head.
No, because there's guys I was actually looking at DeSclafani. I'll throw DeSclafani out there.
There you go.
Day
Get
one.
him.
I like DeSclafani tonight. I don't think many people are going to be on him either. Is that true, DC? Is he going to be lower owned? Because that's the only way I'm throwing him out there.
I mean, he's not going to be high owned.
Like 12, 15 tops, maybe.
I'll take the under on 15 for sure.
Good. Well, then I really like him now. I like him even more.
I like him too. That's a good pick, Holden.
I'd love him at
First
10.
time for everything.
Yeah, we did everything. Okay, very good. Get bets, promo code. Make sure you sign up. You get the elite side, elite plus bets. Not only do you get the great DFS content, you get the bet side too. And everybody's on fire there on the baseball side. So hop on now. Join the train. DC, goodbye. Big T, goodbye. It was wonderful seeing both of you today. I'm going to go hang out on the NBA side. Another free show. Simon, great work behind the scenes. Everybody keep running pure and have a great weekend.